My day starts with a coffee and full of confidence. I know I'm on the right track. I've always dreamed of becoming a journalist to serve the public and to be their voice. So here I am. The guidance from expert teachers, guest lectures by people from reputed media houses, and internships have helped me acquire understanding of the subject better. The students are offered courses on 3 streams: broadcast journalism, print journalism, and integrated marketing communications under BA and MA programs. Students can specialize in any of these 3 streams under the supervision of an expert. Classes are packed with creative ideas, critical thinking, discussions, and practical sessions than boring theories and sleepy hours. Syllabus is updated and facilities are upgraded according to industry requirements. Faculty are supportive and accessible to students anytime. Apart from academics, students are given many opportunities to be part of cultural programs and to explore their talent. Yes, I am all geared up to live my dream. Department of Communication, a perfect place to groom the journalist in you. Come, join and touch the sky of global media.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session on Experiencer Transformation by Department of Mass Communication, Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. At the heart of all communication is the power to change lives. Aided by technology, communication can change the way we learn, work, and interact with people. At Department of Mass Communication, we believe that we can communicate to make a difference, a better tomorrow. We aspire to impart to our students the value of communication and the realization they can make a difference. To this end, ASCOM has a special focus on its curriculum modules that concentrate on teaching the life skills that create self-awareness and empower the students, facilitating all-round development. Today, we have with us Dr. Balasubramanian A, Assistant Professor, Department of Mass Communication, Dr. Kalyani Suresh, Vice Chairperson, Department of Mass Communication, and Ms. Ashwati KB, Assistant Professor, Department of Mass Communication, to deliver the session and join us for the Q&A to help students and understand the scope and various opportunities to explore the field of mass communication. So to start with, I would like to start with Bala sir. So sir, can you please give a brief on what is mass communication and what are the UG, PG programs that Amrita offers under Department of Mass Communication?
Bala sir, your mic is muted.
Sorry. Yeah. Yes, Nija, let me start. As a social being, we cannot exist without communication. We need to interact with people around us, isn't it? To make sense of the world and to position ourselves in a wider social and cultural reality. So mass communication, probably I can put it like the process whereby media organization produce and transmit message to a larger set of people, and the process by which those messages are clearly communicated and understood by the people in an efficient way and influence the audience. So in a simple way, if you want me to say what is mass communication is a public transfer of messages through media or probably the technology driven channels to a large number of people. We Amrita, Department of Mass Communication at Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, it has been among the few Indian institutions or universities to have adapted the UNESCO model of curriculum for our journalism education, probably from 2008. And we update the syllabi in a regular interval, and we offer BA in communication, MA in communication, and postgraduate diploma in journalism, also PhD program.
Yes, sir. So, sir, is there any eligibility criteria, or is it like anyone who have completed a 12th grade can take up a BA Mass Communication?
Yes, for BA Mass Communication, 10 plus 2 is a minimum 10 plus 2 is a minimum requirement. Anyone who got completed 12th with decent score, decent score. Yes. And for admission, we do have the entrance examination followed by the interviews. So we ensure that we are entertaining the quality students.
Okay, great. So the next question is to Kalyani, ma'am. So, ma'am, can you explain about what all are the syllabus that the students will be having, and also kindly brief on how these courses are arranged across the 6 semesters?
Thank you, Linda. Like Dr. Balasubramanian mentioned, we have a dynamic board of studies which takes care of updating syllabus quite frequently. So our courses are very, staggered in a stack, which means like right from the first semester onwards, students are exposed to core courses as well as ancillary courses. So the core courses would probably be broadcast, which involves photography, videography, broadcast production and editing. The print courses are reporting and editing, current affairs analysis. Then we have advertising and marketing courses. We also have new media courses and multimedia courses. So what we essentially do is the student learns as a stack. Right from the beginning, he or she is exposed to certain fundamentals of the course. Leading to a higher level course. So at the end of the 5th semester or 6th semester, the student is industry ready. So these are the core courses. Apart from core courses, because we believe in a multidisciplinary approach, we also have ancillary courses which deal with media sociology, humanities, the essence of what media means to a general public and how audiences can be influenced by the media. What are the persuasion aspects? So different, aspects beyond the core courses. So we believe in a wholesome curriculum. So we have ancillary courses as well. Apart from that, we have multiple courses which allow students to experience what is it to be part of an industry. So we have media projects, we have internships for an entire semester. That is at the end of the 5th semester, the student gets into an internship in the 6th semester. We also have research projects which look at critical analysis and skills. Apart from these core and ancillary courses, in the first 2 semesters, that is the first year, the student also learns language. English is mandatory. Now, English is not what is taught in school. We have tailored the English course to match the requirements of a budding journalist or a budding mass communication student. So the rudimentary grammar and spoken skills and written skills are of course there, but we train them as to how to approach English for journalism. Apart from English, which is mandatory across the first 2 semesters, we also have options of second language. We give options of Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, and Sanskrit. Now, we also have a lot of international students who have joined the course at an undergraduate level. So for such students who do not know the Indian language, they can choose any other course which matches the credits that the language course has. So English is mandatory, and they can take up any other 2-credit course, which is the credit requirement for language. This is for the UG courses. The postgraduate courses are also similar. They are spread across 4 semesters. We also have core courses and ancillary courses. At the postgraduate level, we give a lot of attention to specializations. Of course, in the undergraduate level, you do specialize across the 4 core courses, which is print journalism, multimedia, broadcast, as well as advertising and marketing. But the difference in the master's courses, in the 2nd semester itself, you start specialized core courses. You decide on which area you would like to get into, where you see your job opportunities. So these 4 courses are specializations in the master's program from the 2nd semester onwards. And across both the courses, we have a research component, which has seen a lot of success. Students are able to tell us when they come back as alumni that the rigor that research has taught them has allowed them to open up a world of opportunities as far as placements is concerned.
Great. Thank you so much, ma'am, for details. So the next question is to Ashwati, ma'am. So, ma'am, can you give a bit clarity on what are the scopes and benefits of this program that we are offering?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nija. I hope I'm audible to you.
Yes.
So actually, when we decided to come up with this webinar, we three of were discussing about will this be beneficial for the students, because most of the time they won't be attending, or if it is online, especially we know as the faculty, they won't be responding. So of course, to talk about the scope of this course, usually there exists a lot of doubts regarding what kind of career the students will be getting after completing the mass communication. So I'll start with my own example. Like I also done mass communication and journalism for my PG, and I started my career in media, and right now I'm teaching. So you can see the diversity in the course which we are offering. Of course, this goes with a lot of strategy. It's not like randomly we are selecting the courses and offering it across 6 semesters. There are certain strategies we do have, and at the same time, we are assuring the students also getting the chance to experience it, like exploring their talents and working with the industries. And definitely, the student who have completed mass communication, they can try jobs in any field. We are not saying, for example, if it is an engineering student, they do have certain limitations. But for us, we don't have anything in such a way. Like we can work with industry, we can go with IT sectors, we can do content marketing. Like ma'am was saying, like we can go with any area, because it's all about how do they actually come up with the training, the exposures, and utilizes the facilities. And definitely, this course is having a high value, I will say, in this current scenario, because if you're working with the media also, definitely we are supported with technologies, and even our students are also getting the opportunity. Like they come up with a newsletter called campus beats, where they get the chance to write the reports interviewing the personalities. They come up with the media projects where they used to align with some companies, like they will be taking the clients needs and requirements. And definitely, we do have a lot of scope. As I already mentioned, there is no limitations. It's like a vast ocean. It's only thing is we should have a focus and an understanding where to start and how to proceed with. And we as the faculty, we are giving all the kind of trainings and supports for our students to better their skills. As you were mentioning, like we do have the life skills, like we provide them opportunity to develop the confidence. Like in this semester, AV sir has introduced a seminar where it gives an insight for the students to identify the topic on a very critical way, not like a lighter way, where they can come up with inputs. They can also come up with the suggestions, or they can come up with, sometimes they will also come up with innovative ideas. So this is how we have set up our courses. And definitely this course have a lot of possibilities. And the students were telling, as I said in the initial stage, we do have the doubt how much this webinar will be accepted. But at the same time, in the last class, when I had a discussion with the recently joined first year batch for BA, what they were mentioning, in the sense, it will be very useful, because their parents were under the impression, if they're done with the course, are you going to TV, or are you just planning to become an anchor or something like that? It's not like that. As I said, I think AB sir and Kalyani ma'am also will agree with me, because all of us have done mass communication somewhere in our UG or PG, and right now we are doing multiple tasks. Even right now, you gave us chance to market our own courses with regards to admissions. Definitely, this course is giving us opportunity to nurture the skills what we have, at the same time the training also provides.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here, if I may intervene, three of us, Ashwati, Balasubramaniam, and I, come from the industry. We've spent years in the industry. I have spent years in the advertising industry. Ashwati in the print as well as broadcast, and Dr. Balasubramanian in broadcast, and we have come into academics with the industry experience. So we do not slot students into particular molds. They are free to choose any opportunity that our course can give them.
Great. Thank you so much, ma'am, as well as Ashwati, ma'am, for giving the answer. And also, the next question is like, what all facilities does Department of Mass Communication provide?
Okay, before me giving some input about the facility, Kiran, could you please play the print stream video? Okay, thank you. So we gave a lot of facilities and opportunities to our students. So the video which you people seen is produced by our own students. So this itself is a kind of an example like what kind of a facilities we are providing to our students. So let me start with the print. So print is our core domain. So we do have a professor, Professor Jairam. He worked in various organizations, and he is the one who covered the entire Sri Lankan issue for Singapore's newspapers test times. So he used to handle the entire print stream, and for reporting, editing, and designing the magazine as well as the newspaper, we do have a separate exclusive lab for that one, with the 30 computers with high-speed internet connectivity, and we also provide the original softwares. So there are a couple of softwares which we purchased it, and students are getting a kind of an opportunity to explore the entire laboratory, the computer labs. Apart from that, we do have a newsroom, because this is all about the media. So students are supposed to be aware about what is happening in and around us. So we do have an exclusive newsroom facility with a big screen with a projector facility as well as a high quality surround systems. And it is connected with the almost all the major news channels as well as the other entertainment channels also. But we prefer to entertain our students to access more into the news channels. So this news channel as well as the computer lab are going to give a very good understanding about what is happening and what are the softwares currently the industry people are using it, and students are getting a hands-on experience. So they are getting a real practical. So ours is, as Kalyani ma'am pointed out, ours is more into a practical oriented course. So we believe giving an equal amount of importance to the practical will help the students to get ready for the industry. So our main aim is make our people to be industry ready. So to ensure that we are giving all the facilities as much as possible from our end. So this is just for the apprenticeship. Kiran, I would like you to please play the broadcast stream video.
1. Action. Good morning. Today's headlines.
Thank you, Kiran. Yeah, this video was also shot by our own students. So the equipments which we use to produce this video, it's all our in-house equipment. So our studio is a Paka studio setup where you can do any kind of a production. We do have an exclusive facility to bring a news bulletin. If you want to conduct a talk show or a debate or discussions or interviews, yes, it is possible. We do have all facilities. So our studio is highly equipped with the like 4K quality cameras. We do have a Panasonic 4K. We do have a Sony ultra high definition cameras, and even we can shoot underwater videos. So we do have such kind of a facilities. And if you want to explore the aerial photography or videography, yes, we do have drone cameras. And for photography things, we do have an exclusive photography kit, like with various of lenses and high quality DSLR cameras. And this is all for the production. For the post production, we do have a very good high quality Macintosh systems, including iMac as well as Mac Pro. So these and we do have original Final Cut Pro software, the software which the industry use for the post production. Even for the Hollywood, they use Final Cut Pro. So we do have the Final Cut Pro, and for color corrections, we do have DaVinci Studio. It's a professional, a full version, not the freeware. This is a full version. So if you want to make a movie, a documentary, a short film, anything is possible. And we do have a project, media project, like Kalyani ma'am pointed out, and Ashwati also pointed out. So we do have a section in the media project. One is a portfolio enhancement, where we giving a kind of an opportunity to students to showcase their skills. And the another one is an industry connect. The students are supposed to get connected with an industry, and the industry people are clients for them now. And these people, they produce videos, promotional videos, they make documentaries for them. And one small example for that, NABARD was our client. So we produced 4 videos for the NABARD, the success stories of NABARD. And we also produced a video about the demo videos for the tribal peoples. Like me and couple of my students, we produced a video on how to prepare Panchakavya. What is apiculture, like organic farming. So it is a kind of a giving them kind of a hands-on experience for their better livelihood opportunities. So students are getting a very good exposure, and all the facilities, like I pointed out, whether it is a camera or whether it is a lab, whether they want to come up with the magazines, like anything is possible. So we ensure that students are getting the maximum exposure from our end. As I said, we do have a industry standard quality equipments and infrastructure facilities.
Okay. Thanks, sir. So the next question is to Ashwati ma'am. Currently, like today, the world has changed, so as the generations, and we are all getting more choices than yesterday. Like it's not just MBBS or engineering. At this stage, where do you find the future of a mass communication student?
As already mentioned, we do have a lot of possibilities. And AB sir was also mentioning like we have worked with the clients where the students are getting opportunity to come up with their ideas, and the clients will be evaluating their performances. So one of our core objective is societal learning. So I'll just explain. I'll come up with an example over there. So I used to take the class for both BA and UG, I mean PG students, where I have some ideas in the sense I make the students to work towards the societal benefits. Since 2017, whenever the students come up with any project, they are thinking about how can they contribute towards somebody's life or to better their standard or to come up with a better living condition. So on that base, the students are getting chance to know them, to communicate with them, and to come up with certain ideas where they all will be working in a team. And finally, the result will be those people will be benefited. So there, the students are getting a then sitting inside a classroom. They are getting opportunity to go beyond that. And again, we do have a lot of other opportunities, as I already mentioned in the beginning. This course is having a lot of possibilities where Abisa was mentioning about the NABARD project, which we have worked. And in that, the students work with professionalism, patience, and again, they come up with certain practical thinking. And of course, we do get a lot of projects like that because we are satisfying someone else other than whoever we knows inside the campus. And again, we do work for the UNICEF also, and that project was all about good parenting, where the students come up with certain ideas. Like there, they are actually thinking like a mature individual other than a mature group of people who just studying on something new. Other than they are actually working on many things which could be benefited for others. And as I said, after completing this course, they'll be more critical oriented in their thinking, coming up with the ideas or ethical in reasoning. Because whenever we give them the field work, they are thinking twice whether they can proceed with that topic or is it like just for the grades or for the internal assessments we have to do. The students are actually getting a lot of chances, and at the same time they are able to enhance their skills to the next level other than considering themselves as I already said, a amateurish kind of people. So the takeaways are high, and most of our students are actually placed. They don't see, suppose, for example, in the beginning, as I said, in most of the cases, the students and parents, they do have a kind of doubt whether we will be getting the expected benefits once we complete the course. But it's not like that actually. All of them are very successfully placed. Most of them are doing their higher studies, and of course, a few alumni are getting connected back to the department, like they would like to support their juniors. And some students they took teaching as a profession. Even in our department also, we do have one alumni who later turned as our colleague. So the possibilities are very high, as I already mentioned.
So much, ma'am. So, Kalyani, ma'am, initially, as you have mentioned, like the another core area which the department gives importance is on research. So, could you just touch up on the major objectives and achievements of and from research?
Yes. So at the department, like both my colleagues Ashwati and Balasubramaniam have mentioned again and again repeatedly, the idea is to develop an individual, looking at how to provide solutions for problems that exist in society, and not just grades and marks, but a better individual who can contribute to society's upliftment. So our research projects are very attuned to that. And I was talking about we have core courses and ancillary courses. So research looks at sociology, anthropology. We have students working on topics such as how tribal children are getting educated through the use of ICT. We've had students looking at how do people with mental health, how are they projected in films. We have students working on OTT, how does it influence people's perception of choices. We have people looking at how do certain advertisements persuade people to buy stuff that they don't. So if you look at research, it's very multidisciplinary, right? We traverse across disciplines. We look at multiple stakeholders. We look at consumers, we look at marketers, we look at audiences. So research per se is something which builds confidence right from the beginning when people start working with concepts which are problematic in society, and through the lens of social development, it becomes a huge responsibility for the students to do well. And as far as research projects are concerned, the student is free to choose his or her areas. It need not be specific to where the student sees himself or herself in a career. It can be the student can be a broadcast oriented, but he or she may do research in print because it allows them that extension. It allows them to do in-depth analysis of something beyond what they see in their career. And like I mentioned earlier, it makes a huge impact on prospective employers, because I know a student alumni who's come back and told me that, ma'am, I got into this job. People saw my resume and said, so you've done research at an undergraduate level, so tell me about your research. And the way the student is able to passionately talk about the research component and how he or she has done the data analysis. We train students in two softwares, qualitative and quantitative. So it's a thorough course. The research projects are very thorough. So even if if the employer is not looking at as somebody who knows research, the very fact that at an undergraduate level there is so much of rigor in research itself is a huge advantage for the student when it comes to looking for opportunities. So in that sense, we are very proud of our research program, both undergraduate and postgraduate. At a postgraduate level, of course, it's at a higher rigor because many students use this research to get into jobs such as media analysts. We have alumni who work in cognizant technology as a media analyst, and their research experience has helped them get into such courses. We have alumni who work as research analysts for the Lok Sabha speaker. So this is the kind of advantage that research projects give them. And of course, we also have media projects, which already Ashwati and Dr. Balasubramanian have mentioned. This is for the undergraduate course.
And I would add one more thing to the research one. Like one of our alumni, so he applied for a teaching position in one college in Kerala. So when he went for an interview, they asked him to show his profile. So in the first page, he mentioned that he got a publication, published his paper in one of the international journal. So they saw the paper and they looked like him. Okay, so you published it? He said, yes. Okay, so tell me about yourself and your research. So he was happy and he was explaining, and then he said, okay, you are appointed. He said, sir, yes, you are appointed. Oh, okay, thank you. So after that he called me, sir, know what happened in the interview? I said, what happened? Tell me that. They didn't ask me anything about what is the subject, what is my grade. He said, sir, the moment they saw the research publication detailed in my profile, my CV, they just look like me. Okay, here and there. He just came to the video call and he showed the same kind of stuff to me. I said, okay, right. So this is one thing. And one of our UG team, because UG it's a teamwork. He gave a kind of a solution for a real life problem in a textile showroom. So there's a major problem. There is a communication problem in their showroom, and they are well-known textile people in southern part of India, especially in Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore, Erode, Tirupur, Chennai, and all. So they do have some 5 branches, and in one branch there's a major problem, and these people are not able to figure out where it went wrong. So as a research project, our students, they took up that one, and they applied a network analysis method, which is totally a different and new into the research area especially for the communication stream and all. So they're able to identify the root cause, and they gave a kind of a suggestion that this is where the problem lies, and this is a possible solution. And initially, the textile people, they hesitant to accept it. They said, no, we know these people for a longer period of time. They are one of our trustworthy people. But it's registered in their mind, and slowly they start observing it. So after a couple of months, they understood that what our students' suggestions is making sense. And whatever recommendation our students provided, they implemented exactly as it is. And then they called the students and gave a kind of a testimonial and contacted us and gave a kind of a thanks for your kids and the faculty members who supported for this kind of a thing. So our research is very intensive. So it gives a lot of opportunity for our students.
Thank you so much, sir. So next, as we have covered all the topics related to how is mass communication and the courses that we provide. So now I have a question to Ashwati ma'am. Like, how should an aspirant prepare for admissions interview for BA or MA mass communication?
Believe, like AB sir was mentioning, like whoever completed 12th grade with 50 percentage mark, they can actually apply for the course or for the program. But at the same time, I would like to share some of our personal experiences. All three of us were panel members when come up with the admission interviews. And one major thing which we have observed in the sense of students are lacking the updates on what is happening around. They don't have that reading habit. Under the impression that panel is there to ask to them on where are you coming from, talk about your hobbies or something, the recent movie which you have watched. Actually, we are not expecting such kind of things from the students who would like to proceed with the program. As the thing is, they should have some basic understanding. I won't be saying that it's like a pure general knowledge, but something connected with the current affairs where they should know what is happening at least next to their home. Sometimes these people will be fully engaged on mobile phones, and when we ask what is your source of information, they're telling us it's social media. But three of us also will be agreeing on that same point. Like, of course, we all are addicted with mobile phone. We are using it for hours. But at the same time, when go with the authenticity or the ethics, then definitely social media is not an option. So the students who would like to take this course, definitely they should have, as I said, a reading habits. At least they should have a sense before they attempt the questions, because previously when it was offline process, we do have the cap test where we go with their communication skill, confidence, aptitude, their grammar, their English and all. But due to this pandemic, we just switched to, because all of us have to change because the COVID has affected us in all the ways. So we also switched to online interviews. And this is what we have seen. The students are not taking it in a serious way. Might be they are not aware about the scope and possibilities of the course. But since gave us an opportunity to talk about these things, I thought I'll just pinpoint these aspects. Whoever would like to, whoever already applied for the course, please do come up with a preparation. And we are not there to talk to kindergarten students. We are expecting some kind of maturity. We are not saying that they should talk like a matured person or a profession, a media person who knows everything. But at the same time, they should be very much aware about the basics. At least, because I'll go with an example. Last time when we had an interview, when I was asking about who is the chief minister of that person's state, the student is not able to give the answer. It's like, of course, we cannot expect all the answers from everyone, but at the same time, if they're applying for any courses, for example, if it is for MBBS or engineering, definitely they are going through NEET test or some other entrance test. So like that, we are also expecting a kind of standard, as AB sir was mentioning, he demands for the quality and the standard from the student also, because we are giving them the opportunity, we are giving them the training on all the aspects. If it is on communication, like ma'am was telling, do have the English course, but it's not purely connected with the English grammar or the style. It's something connected with the communication. And definitely the students who would like to apply for the course can think about different areas also. It's not like after joining the course, I'll decide what I have to do. Before that itself, they can actually identify. As I said, now there are a lot of scope for this course. You can work as a teacher, you can go with content marketing, you can go with advertisement making, you can work with the production house. So they also should have an understanding. It's always good to refer the websites of the concerned department so that there itself they will get an understanding what kind of syllabus we are offering, what kind of courses we do have, and what are our expectation. I think we do have the previous year's question paper also, where the students can have a reference. So they will understand these kinds of questions we used to ask. And at the same time, as I already said, there should be an passion to serve the society, because usually when we talk about this media and all, it's a voice to voiceless person. So definitely the student should have that potential. They should understand. A self-analyzing process is very important. And this is not a course which anybody can take if they are not getting admission in any other colleges or any other courses. The very, very, I must say that I think Kalyani ma'am and AB sir also will agree with this point.
Absolutely, absolutely.
No doubt. No.
Because, yeah, because this is also a highly demand and a highly professional course. We are also expecting the standard from the students and also from the parents, because they are going to spend some money, and they should also have an understanding before they apply for the course. It's always good to refer the site and get some kind of understanding about this.
And if I may add here, Ashwati mentioned that students don't have a reading habit. Now they are all a mobile generation. Now we have a solution even for that. You know, you can have news in short capsules in an app called In Shorts. You know, you have news delivered right on your mobile. So you just have a 40-word short capsule of what's happening around you every day. Right? You don't have to read the newspaper. You don't have to spend that much time if you're not interested in looking at a newspaper or watching television news. Right? You get all kinds of information. You get page 3 information, you get politics, you get sports. You know, so there's a way around everything. So if you say during the interview, like Ashwati mentioned, many students say we were busy preparing for our 12th board, so we couldn't read the newspaper. But you are always there on your mobile, right? You're on social media. So it just takes a minute to add the app on your mobile, and the news delivers itself to you. You don't even have to make that effort. You just have to go through those short capsules. And today we don't have the generation that reads a lot, right? So it's a very short capsule news which gives you perspectives from local, national to international news. So if you really want, to make a mark as a journalist or as a media person, you have to start reading, even if it is a short capsule of news.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
And just I already mentioned, we are not there to conduct a show like Coffee with Karan, like coming up with rapid fires and asking them so simple questions. Because the students, when we look at them, the way they stare at us, it's like, are we going to shoot them, or are we like coming up with some questions which doesn't have an answer? So this is an opportunity for all of them to have a look into before the course which they are willing to take. Let them have an understanding and then proceed. Instead of wasting both of our times, it will be always good to get prepared.
And we
Yes.
are a very friendly, open, we provide all kind of support to the students who are here. So we may look intimidating. I don't know, our faces might be intimidating, but we are not.
Thank you so much, both of you. So the next question is, what are the internship opportunities that the students get while studying at Amrita? And also, is there any student exchange programs offered?
So Nija, I'll go with the first half.
Yeah.
I'll go with the first half, and Kalyani ma'am will go with the second half for AB sir. So regarding this internship, actually we cannot separate placements from internship, or we cannot say that internship is something which we can talk individually. So internship, as ma'am already mentioned, from this time onwards, we just reserve the final semesters for the student to proceed with their internship, where they will get more time to spend with the industry people to learn something beyond the classroom sessions, and of course practical exposure will be there. And definitely they will understand what is the real heat working with the industry, because sometimes when we give them the assignments or projects, students always come up with certain excuses. Ma'am, will we get some more time and all? And Kalyani ma'am was literally struggling to come up with the dates. On this date you just go with your assignment. So if it is during the internship, definitely, as I said, now those people are not known for the students. At the same time, it will gives them more of a kind of professional approach, a kind of critical thinking, how to make them satisfied, because you are there to work for somebody else or somebody different who didn't know about your skill or talent. So internship, as I said, sometimes we help the student to come up with the options, like they can go with this company or this institution or this media house based on their requirement. For example, if a student is not able to identify where they have to do with their internship, definitely we as the mentors, each of us are doing that mentor-mentee roles, where we are able to understand what are the skills of the students and what they are good with. So definitely in those times, we will definitely support them by identifying the industry or the company where they can proceed with the internship. Or on a different page, if I say, the students can also come up with identification where they would like to do the internship. So in that case, we will go with the letter of recommendation. We will do support the students by talking with the industry people, so that it will be a smooth way. So this process will be more smoother and easier for them. And again, as I already mentioned in the beginning, we cannot separate internship from placements, because that is how our most of the students are getting placed. Because during this internship time, those companies or the industries are able to understand these are the potentials of our students, their professionalism, and definitely they are getting a call from the industry like, we would like to offer you a job. And most of the students got the chance to work with the same industry where they already done the internship. So internship is a very vital thing when connects with our program. Definitely, lot of opportunities are there, and this is also providing way for the placements part too. I think Kalyani ma'am can take the second half of the question, or if she can add on to this, she can proceed.
Yes. So as far as these to have a international connect is concerned, the department has MOUs with multiple universities abroad. University of New Mexico, you have multiple universities which offer allied courses or specialized courses related to mass communication. So we offer this opportunity to students who have a certain grade point in their fifth semester. So they have to have above average grade point. And if a student is interested, we have the networking abilities to connect with the universities abroad. And typically a student will spend one semester in the other university. The credits will be transferred. So whatever the number of credits that the student is supposed to do at Amrita, will be transferred to the university, partnering university, and we will be matching courses that the student can take. So we've had instances, multiple instances where our students have gone abroad. The exposure to a different, ambience, the ability to not just educate yourself in different perspectives abroad, but also how to manage in difficult situations or situations when you have diverse people around you. That itself is a huge experience. So of course we have a good international connect, and if the students are interested, we will facilitate that also.
Great. Thank you so much, ma'am. So yeah, that's all we have. And to close with, I would like to know like what are the various job opportunities and the fields waiting for a mass communication student upon graduation? Because like even if the student has interest in this field, it is always difficult for them to convince their parents, especially on how vast is this field to explore, and also what would you share with the students and their parents who are interested in this course but still confused to take it up? So yeah, the question is open to all three of you. So Kalyani ma'am, you can start with it.
Right. See, typically, let me address the parents first. as a parent, I would also feel the same. Media, I don't know. If you look at the media today, sometimes you feel maybe it's not the correct profession to be in. But media is beyond what you see on television, right? It has multiple opportunities. Like I mentioned, we have an alumni working with Cognizant. So typically, Cognizant would be IT or CSC, right? But it's not that. There are legacy networks, different opportunities for content writing, designing. You have advertising, which is a core profession, but even within advertising, you have research. I used to work with RK Swamy BBDO, an advertising agency which had its own, research wing called Hansa. So, advertising, yes, it's a core profession, but you can also get into research in advertising. You can get into media analysis. You can get into digital marketing. You can get into content writing. You can get into visual, as a visual broadcaster. You can be an entrepreneur. You can produce your own films. You can make your own films, short films. Many of our alumni have done that. A successful alumni recently has his film is going to be released in an OTT platform, right? So you don't need to attach yourself to an organization. You can also be an entrepreneur. Students who learn marketing launch their products. They have their own websites. As simple as catering, to different perspectives of life. Everything is an opportunity as far as media is concerned. So it's not as if, like Ashwati pointed out, it's not as if somebody holds a camera or somebody is shooting a film. That's not just what media is all about. It's much more, because it's a world of opportunity today. So placements are, what you make of it. So there are 360-degree opportunities. It's what the kind of exposure we give will let the students know that they need not just get into a herd mentality of I need to be only in front of the screen, or I need to be only behind the screen. So many of our alumni are producers in multiple television channels. They're not in front of the screen, but they're doing very well. So multiple opportunities. And Dr. Balasubramaniam, who takes care of the broadcast, will probably mention about the opportunities in broadcast as well. And Ashwati is our placement coordinator. So these two will probably enlighten you a little more.
Ashwati ma'am, would you like to add something? Yeah, Bala sir, you can.
Okay, fine. So when it comes to the broadcast, people, yes, as my Kalyani ma'am pointed out, people, they see only what is there in the final output. So behind that technical thing, behind the screen, there is so much amount of work involved, like the research. So even if Karan Thapar is going to conduct an interview, or any media personalities, they are going to conduct an interview, it is not their work. So there is an exclusive research team. So they do a good amount of research, and they are the one who are giving a lot of informations to the interviewer. So, and based on that only, the interviewer is conducting an interview with an interviewee. So research is one. Apart from that, yes, lot of technical related work. You can be in the production area, you can be an editor, and you can be a kind of a graphic designer. You can design a website, you can create a kind of a promotional videos, you can create an awareness videos, you can make a documentation. See, in the present scenario, we are lacking in terms of documentation. So documentation can be done in various ways. It's not like writing, filing it. That is one type of documentation. Now the world is moving towards the visual documentation. So documenting the entire issue in terms of visual format, and using that visual as a tool for further analysis. So like what we did it for the tribal development programs, like for their livelihood thing, we documented the entire lifestyle, the facilities that is available in their locations. And based on that visual documentation, we recommended such additional opportunities. So after showing that visual document, there are a couple of people who volunteered to help them in terms of setting up a vermicompost unit. So the visual documentation played a very important role in changing a people's life. So visual documentation is one. And as I ma'am pointed out, yes, movies, yes, our students, they produce movies. And entrepreneur, there are a couple of our students, they own their own production house. Like If you want to promote a product, if you want to introduce a product, we need to digitally photograph it, we need to archive it, we need to publicize it. So product photography, yes, one of our alumni, he is very good into that one. And he owned his own production house, and he gave a job opportunities for more than 10-15 people. So it's not like you need to go and stand behind somebody, beg for a kind of an opportunity. Okay, if you do have a creativity, the skill, then people are going to invite you. They'll chase you. There's one of our very recently completed master student. Even though he cleared his UGC in net, but when he get a kind of an opportunity, he said, no, I'm happy with my work. Because he's doing a freelance work. I said, I don't want to totally associate with you. If you need any kind of a work, call me, I'll come and help you. And this is my package. And he is into organic farming now. But he is having a passion. He is very good in visual documentation. And he's also doing that. He's an entrepreneur. He does a lot of project. And very recently, he got a project for L&T. So to document their entire social activities as a CSR activities. Now, this guy is happily into organic farming. At the same time, he studied about the communication and he effectively using that one. So it's just like opportunities are plenty. If you're good in design, industry is ready to like grab you like anything, because we need a fresh idea, a different approach. So opportunities are plenty. Kalema, we are in movement.
Yeah, sorry
Ashwin,
about that.
you wanted something?
Yeah, just one thing this person Balasubramanian is talking about. He did his master's with us, but his undergraduation was in sciences. So I'd also like to tell whoever is listening here that it is not necessary that you have to have an undergraduate in mass communication or related courses. We've had somebody from biotechnology come in for her master's here a few years ago. We have people who have finished physics and chemistry, engineering also, who finish engineering and come and join our undergraduate as well as postgraduate courses. So this is something. Yes, please go ahead, Ashwin.
I think almost all the areas have been covered by Kalyani ma'am and AB sir. But still, I would like to say that if you come up with this mass communication as an option for your studies or with your career, definitely, I still say that there is a stigma. Like most of the parents are not willing to accept. Probably, as I said, they do have some misunderstanding whether the student will get a brighter career, especially when they think about the salary part. They'll be having that worries and curiosity whether this will be a beneficial for them. Because during the time of admission interviews, also we come across certain worries from the student side. We would like to proceed with this course, but we don't know, ma'am, whether our parents will be willing to support us. If I go with my own example, when I done with my BA, after that I have come up with this PG in mass communication. I was not at all interested, but my father says yes, there are a lot of scope where you can actually enhance your skill as a writer, as a photographer, as an actor, as an anchor, because I do have multiple options. As I say, I having lot of dreams, like I should be like this, I should be like that. So he just asked me to join for this course, and after I joining the course, I understood this is not a simple task to become a person in industry, because there we have to come across a lot of people, and for the same we need a lot of talents also, which includes patience. I was not a person who do have that much patience, but after joining the industry, I understood that that is something very very important. And again, coming back to this course, I will say that definitely all of us already covered those aspects, like what are the opportunities where you can go with their job opportunities, how can you satisfy your dream, because we do have a lot of alumni working for different field. I'll say Walt Disney, then some are working in the film industry. In Amazon, we do have the alumni. Again, our alumni are working as teachers. So definitely, we do have a lot of options. But as I say, in one word, what Amrita says, it's a value-based education, which is not just for coming up with your career or dreaming something connected with the salary which you earn. It's more about education for life, where you can actually look into yourself and then you can think about something which can make a difference in your life and also for others.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Kalyani ma'am, Ashwati ma'am, and Bala sir for a wonderful session. Thank you for answering all the questions and clearing all the doubts that students have. So before we end the session, students, please know that if you are interested to take up a career in mass communication, you can providing in the description along with where to apply and the contact number. If you have any further queries, you can contact us. The mail ID as well as the phone number is being mentioned in the description. So yeah, thank you so much. That's all we have for you today. Thank you all for joining, and I hope you all had a wonderful session, and good evening, everyone.